So welcome to the first In Cosmetics Asia Speaker Saturday, where we get to know the experts speaking in the Marketing Trends Theatre this November. I'm pleased to welcome our first guest, Oliver Worsley from Sequential Skin. Thank you for joining us, Oliver.
Thank you for having me.
Can you give us a little bit of background to listeners who don't know anything about Sequential Skin, and what area do you specialise in?
Yeah, so Sequential Skin is a skin diagnostic company. We realised that there's a lack in how we can analyse the skin and really understand it from a scientific point of view. And so we combine your genetics and your skin microbiome to give you a personalised report and recommendations. And really, kind of what area is this? This is more towards personalised skincare, people that are interested in understanding more about their skin, but also using the right ingredients and the products that work for them.
Brilliant. And what's your role at the company?
So I'm a co-founder. So Albert Dashi and myself, we co-founded the company about a year and a half ago in Singapore. And since then, we've put a lot of attention on the R&D side. So I'm a CEO, and Albert's the CTO of the company, and we're joined by Petrony, who is our skincare director as well.
Brilliant. And what is it that made you get into the industry?
Such an interesting industry. I mean, it's obviously one that is following the trend of medicine, which is, off-the-shelf products shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be the case that you go into a clinic, whether it's in a healthcare setting or a skincare setting, and you're treated in the same way that someone who's completely different, living in a different environment, would be treated. So that was a real interest for us. We saw that these products that are still on the shelf, are quite generic products there for everyone. And we think there's a huge opportunity here to personalize that entire experience.
Brilliant. When was it that you founded the company?
Yeah, the company was founded in 2017. So just towards right at the end of 2017. So yeah, we've been around for about 2 years now. Yeah.
And so you're obviously quite a young company. So what kind of impact has the coronavirus pandemic that we're currently living in had on kind of your area of specialism and maybe the industry in wider context as well?
Yeah, I think speaking from the point of view from diagnostics, it's actually a really interesting time for us because we're using the same technology that you would use to identify whether the coronavirus is present in a saliva sample, for example. So it's genetic diagnostics, and so we've been kind of getting involved in helping to distribute COVID kits around the world, and so doing a little bit on that side as well, since of course our lab in Singapore hasn't been open during this time for selling the Sequential Skin kits. So we've been kind of applying our expertise in helping the COVID effort as well.
And then COVID or not COVID related, what would be your one prediction for the industry next year, so 2021?
I think from this whole COVID, so more COVID specific, I guess, but taking into account what's happened, I think it may be true that people are less likely to go out and and shop for these products, and e-commerce becomes bigger. And so on that same note, home testing is something that people are more likely to do. So that's our prediction, I think. And so I think we're in a good space for that. If they can have Sequential Skin kit sent to them at home, we can give them the recommendations and their entire report about their skin. They can click on an e-commerce link and order that product to the house. They don't even need to leave. So I think that side will probably only increase, with the uncertainty of the whole pandemic and lockdown. I think that's my prediction.
So we're obviously really excited to have you at In Cosmetics Asia this November at the Marketing Trends Theatre. Can you give us an overview of what you'll be talking about?
Yeah, so I think we are fortunate enough to have Petrony, who's our skincare director, speaking in November. But essentially what will be talked about will be, this level of personalization and really understanding the ingredients you're using in the products and whether they're suited for you. And so from my side, my background is more genetics and a skin microbiome. Skincare director her background is in pharmacy and ingredient formulation. So I think that'll be more relevant, actually, that she's giving her insight into the products. And I think it's a really exciting area that she's going to be discussing as well.
And then kind of from your background and kind of in regards to what Petronil will be talking about, do you have any kind of interesting statistics or maybe an exclusive tip for our listeners?
Yeah, so I think, and again, something that, you know, certainly Petronil would be more kind of expert to answer, but it turns out that, so to give kind of a tip of a statistic recently, it turns out that your skin is exposed to 500 chemicals every day because of your skincare routine.
Wow.
And this surprised me a little bit as well. And then, you know, I really dug into what ingredients were available in products, and I realized that the vast majority of the big brands use so many chemicals and so many ingredients. And so Sequential Skin, we have our product catalog, and we filter out a lot of these products that contain, you know, excessive number of ingredients and chemicals, because we don't think that's particularly necessary for the skin. So on top of 500 ingredients that are absorbed, that are exposed to your skin, the statistic is 60% of those ingredients are actually absorbed into the skin. So you can imagine that the active ingredients are beneficial, but some of the other ingredients may not be. So we want to make sure we understand that fully.
Brilliant. And then obviously Petronil will be with us in November. Hopefully you will too. What are you most looking forward to at the show this year?
Yeah, really looking forward to meeting other people. Clearly there's an interest in the skin microbiome, so excited to speak to anyone, whether it's, you know, on the product side or the diagnostic side, on how we can work together and meet some of these people in the industry. So yeah, really excited. It's going to be a good one, I think.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us, Oliver.
Thank you very much. Thank you.